Welcome to or welcome back to my channel. My name is LaShawn and this is Lush Uncut. This is an excerpt from an article in Forbes. It reads, Sonyah Massey, a black woman from Illinois, was fatally shot in her home by a former deputy after reporting a suspected prowler to 911, causing several officials like Vice President Kamala Harris and President Joe Biden to condemn the incident. Massey, a 36-year-old mother of two, was fatally shot by Sean Grayson, a former Sangamon County Police deputy, on the morning of July 6 in her Springfield, Illinois home after reporting a suspected intruder to 911. Grayson, 30, was indicted on July 17th and pleaded not guilty to 3 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count each of official misconduct and aggravated battery with a firearm. The Sangamon County Sheriff's Office issued a statement following the indictment saying Grayson did not act as trained or in accordance with our standards and confirmed he was terminated from his position. The body cam footage of the incident was posted online and has been circulating on social media for the last 24 hours or so. I am not going to show it here in this video for the purpose of time and mostly because I don't want to see it again. However, in my non-expert opinion, I do feel like the officer was in the wrong. I feel like there were other things that he could have done to avoid such an unfortunate end. But I do not think that his actions were motivated by racism. I feel like he made a really poor decision. And I also don't feel like he should be convicted and sent to jail. I don't like this trend that we have started where we're sending officers to prison for misconduct or, when something like this happened. I feel like it disincentivizes people from joining the police force, and I do not think that it's fair because there's other professions where someone can, have poor judgment, make bad decision, and it results in someone losing their life. And oftentimes they are not sent to jail. Like it was mentioned in the article in Forbes, Joe Biden did make a statement about the incident. He posted this on his X account, or someone posted it for him. He said, Sonyah Massey, a beloved mother, friend, daughter, and young black woman should be alive today. Sonyah's death at the hands of a police officer reminds us that all too often black Americans face fears for their safety in ways many of the rest of us do not. Now, I'm not surprised that he decided to make this a racist thing. I'm not surprised at all that he took that position, but we should never stop seeing how unpresidential something like that is and how ridiculous it is and how partisan it is. Obviously, the Democrats want nothing more than to take the attention off of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris' horrible record. They would love a repeat of summer 2020 right now and make the entire election about race, because that's a playbook that they're very familiar with and they know exactly what steps they have to follow. So again, I'm not surprised that Joe Biden, decided to make such a partisan statement, but it doesn't take away from how annoying it is. Now, of course, you're going to have your celebrities and your influencers who are going to share their opinions about this, as I'm doing right now. I came across this video of Tia Mowry talking about the incident. If you don't know who that is, she is one of the twins from the very popular Disney show Sister Sister. And this is what she had to say.
Hi, you guys. So, sorry. Oof. I know that this is a very unglamorous video, but I just saw the video of Sonyah, and my heart goes out to her family. I am literally shaking right now because to see how someone's life can be taken in such a way is so terrible and so disgusting. When is this going to stop? I'm sorry. I saw many people talk about influencers and how people need to.
So she goes on to talk about how she has a tall black son and how that makes her more worried, and how she has to go about having another conversation about him, about police brutality, and how he should act when in the presence of police officers. I don't want to play the entire clip because honestly speaking, I cannot be bothered with these celebrities. Now, I know this point has been made probably a million times on this channel and other, channels from other conservatives, but I will begin to take these people seriously when they begin to take themselves seriously. You are not going to convince me that you are upset about a black woman dying. The only reason you are upset, it was because there was a white police officer on the other end of that gun. Because if Sonyah Massey had been shot by a black man, no one would have cared. This would have maybe made the local news and we would have moved on. The only reason that this has gotten any traction is because it's another incident of a police officer killing a black person, which is crazy because that does not happen as often, nowhere as often as a black person killing another black person. That doesn't take away from the sadness of the situation. Someone lost a mother, someone lost a daughter, someone lost a friend. This is very sad, and we should view it as that. But the minute that you start inserting these other narratives within this conversation, we have to address those narratives before we have the conversation about what happened. Because you cannot take this gigantic paintbrush and say racism, systematic racism, police brutality, and expect people to be like, yeah, that's what happened here. That's not what happened here. And again, the minute where you actually start caring about black lives consistently across the board is when I'm going to take you seriously. You going online and crying about this and then literally going back to your life and not saying anything when we have other incidents of black people killing other black people. I can't take you seriously. Now, judging for what I'm seeing online, this story or this incident is not going to result in another summer of love. Even though we're still seeing the same patterns when seeing the repost with the say her name, and then you have the politicians making this a political thing, and then you have the celebrities making this, their moment to shine and talk about how they care about the community when I really don't think they do. But I don't think this is going to result in what we saw in 2020, which is a good thing. I don't know what that means. Maybe we are all just tired, or maybe it's too late in the election. I don't know, because I honestly feel like if the powers that be wanted the summer of 2020 again, they would construct one. Because I never, ever believed that all of those protests and, what was happening was simply organic. But all in all, I am really entirely sick and tired of this conversation that we have every single time something like this happens. We say that it's sad. We do the protests and we have our conversations about police brutality. But we never, ever actually acknowledge two things. And that's one, the way these officers are trained. Because again, and I get it, I'm not an expert. I don't have any law enforcement experience, so I'm just talking completely out of my butt here. But I feel like they could have been other things that this particular officers could have done to avoid the situation. And that is a conversation that we really do need to have. In addition to that, this whole idea of caring about when a black person is shot unjustifiably, we cannot have it until we acknowledge the 99.999% of times that a black person is killed unjustifiably. You want to talk about these 1% instances where it's a police officer and expect us to have an honest conversation. You don't care about black lives. You only care about black lives when it's taken by a white police officer.